Hello everyone. Today, in this new video, we'd like to show you how to replace a traction battery in a forklift. As you know, these types of batteries are very heavy. They weigh quite a lot. This one, in particular, weighs 750 kilograms. To carry out this replacement, we'll need another forklift, an overhead crane, or a hoist. In this video, we'll show you how to do it using another forklift, which is the most common and practical option. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is cut the battery's power supply to the forklift. In this case, we'll remove the ignition key. Sometimes forklifts have a safety stop button, but this particular machine doesn't. So we'll go ahead and disconnect the power connector, which links the battery to the forklift. Now, let's take a look at the latches that open the hood. In this case, there's a metal latch here and another one here. We open the hood and now we can see the forklift's battery in full view. All traction batteries are mounted inside the chassis of the machine. Sometimes at the rear, you may find a safety feature, such as a locking pin or latch that connects the chassis to the battery. In this case, there isn't one. These batteries are held very securely in the forklift. First, because of their weight. This one weighs around 700 kilograms, so it doesn't move easily. And second, because the machine's chassis has a dedicated compartment where the battery fits perfectly. All traction batteries, as we can see here, have several holes or openings designed for lifting or securing the battery. We must keep in mind that these batteries are extremely heavy, so the fastening must be done using strong and durable materials. Chains are sometimes used, but personally, I prefer straps or slings, simply because they're not conductive and reduce the risk of accidental contact between terminals. There are also special tools designed for this process, but today we'll be using slings. We'll place one sling on each side of the battery to lift it evenly. We pass the slings through one end and then the other. And begin lifting slowly and smoothly. The fork should be inserted as level as possible. And just like that, here we have the new battery, a 48 volt, 480 amp hour model. Now we're going to install the connection cable between the battery and the machine. This cable connects the positive and negative poles, which are clearly marked. We'll replace the entire cable and connector, because the one from the old battery is quite damaged. Also, the power connector is broken inside. It's also common to reuse the existing cable as long as it's in good condition. If you need a new cable and connector, simply send us the connector reference for your machine and we can include it when we send the new battery. The most important thing when connecting the cable is to make sure the polarity is correct. All connectors are marked positive, plus and negative minus. The negative cable must go to the negative terminal and the positive cable to the positive terminal. This is very important because if the polarity is reversed, it can cause serious damage to the forklift. That's why this step is crucial. Always double check. The positive from the connector goes to the positive on the battery and the negative from the connector goes to the negative on the battery. Next, we'll tighten the terminal bolts using a torque wrench. Remember, the correct torque for lead terminals is 23 Newton meters. If you don't have a torque wrench available, tighten the bolts firmly, but not excessively. Lead is a softer material than steel or iron, so applying too much force could damage or break it inside the battery. Perfect. Now we'll place the slings back on the battery. As mentioned earlier, here we can see the battery compartment inside the chassis. With these metal plates, the battery will stay firmly in place. We organise the cables neatly so they don't interfere, and we begin to insert the battery. We align the forklift and the battery in a straight line to slide it in as smoothly as possible. There's no problem fitting the battery back into the chassis. This is why we always ask for the make and model of the forklift, so we can provide the correct battery for each machine. We make sure the cable and connector are properly positioned so that, when closing the cover, nothing is pinched or under pressure. Then, we close all the metal latches on the hood and reconnect the power connector. As always, our technical team is available to help you with any questions you may have during installation.